Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into the fascinating world of bears. Massive, intelligent, powerful creatures that have captured human imagination for thousands of years. From frozen Arctic landscapes to dense forests and mountain ranges, bears are among the most adaptable mammals on Earth. So let's explore their lives, their instincts, their strength, and even their surprising connection to us. First, let's talk about what bears really are. Bears belong to the family Ursidae, and there are 8 species spread across the world. These include the brown bear, polar bear, American black bear, giant panda, and others like the Asiatic black bear and sun bear. Each species has adapted to its own environment, but they all share certain traits: strong bodies, incredible senses, and a mix of calm curiosity and explosive power. Now, what kind of nature do bears have? Contrary to what many people think, bears are not naturally aggressive. In fact, most bears prefer to avoid humans and conflict altogether. They are generally solitary animals, meaning they spend most of their lives alone, except during mating season or when mothers are raising cubs. Their temperament can range from calm and almost lazy to highly alert and defensive depending on the situation. A bear that feels safe will often ignore nearby movement, but one that feels threatened can react with astonishing speed and force. Instinct plays a huge role in a bear's life. Everything they do, hunting, foraging, protecting their young, is driven by deeply ingrained survival instincts. One of the strongest instincts is the need to prepare for winter. Bears spend months eating almost constantly in a phase called hyperphagia, where they consume massive amounts of food to build fat reserves. This instinct is so powerful that it overrides almost everything else. They will travel long distances and take risks just to find enough food. Speaking of food, bears are incredibly versatile hunters and foragers. Most species are omnivores, meaning they eat both plants and animals. Their diet can include berries, roots, insects, fish, small mammals, and even large prey like deer or moose. The brown bear, for example, is famous for catching salmon during spawning season, standing in rivers and snatching fish with lightning-fast precision. On the other hand, the polar bear is almost entirely carnivorous, relying on seals as its primary food source. Bears are not just strong, they are strategic hunters. They use patience, stealth, and timing. A polar bear may wait for hours by a breathing hole in the ice, completely still, conserving energy until a seal appears. A forest bear might quietly stalk prey or ambush it using terrain for cover. Despite their size, bears can move surprisingly silently when they need to. Now let's talk about their physical abilities. Bears are incredibly powerful animals. They have massive muscles, thick bones, and sharp claws that can dig, climb, and tear apart logs or prey. But what surprises most people is how fast they are. A large bear can run at speeds of up to 50 kilometers per hour. That's faster than most humans could ever hope to run. And yes, bears can climb trees, and they're very good at it. Species like the American black bear are especially skilled climbers. They can scale tall trees quickly to escape danger, find food, or rest. Even cubs learn to climb at a very young age, often scrambling up trees when they sense danger while their mother deals with threats below. When it comes to sleep, bears are famous for hibernation, but it's not exactly what people think. Bears enter a state called torpor during winter months. Depending on the species and environment, this can last anywhere from a few weeks to several months. During this time, their heart rate slows dramatically, their body temperature drops slightly, and they survive entirely on stored fat. They don't eat, drink, urinate, or defecate during this period. It's an incredible biological adaptation that allows them to survive harsh winters with little to no food. One of the most impressive things about bears is how they handle cold. The polar bear is built for extreme conditions. It has a thick layer of fat and dense fur that traps heat efficiently. Even in freezing Arctic temperatures, polar bears can overheat if they run too much. Their black skin absorbs heat from the sun, and their fur, although it looks white, actually helps camouflage them in the snow. Stress is another interesting aspect of bear behavior. In the wild, bears are constantly balancing energy use and survival. They avoid unnecessary fights because injuries can be fatal in nature. When stressed, a bear may become more defensive, especially if it has cubs. Mother bears are among the most protective animals in the world, and their instinct to defend their young is incredibly strong. So, how friendly are bears? That's a complicated question. Bears are not friendly in the human sense, but they are not inherently hostile either. In some situations, especially where bears have become used to human presence, they may appear calm or even curious, but this can be dangerous. Bears that associate humans with food can become bold and unpredictable. Respecting their space is crucial. At the same time, bears are intelligent and capable of learning. Studies and observations have shown that bears can solve problems, remember locations of food sources, and even use simple tools. They have excellent memory and spatial awareness, which helps them survive in complex environments. Let's talk about play, because yes, bears do play. Cubs especially are very playful. They wrestle, chase each other, climb, and explore their surroundings. This play is not just for fun, it helps them develop skills they'll need as adults, like fighting, coordination, and hunting techniques. Watching bear cubs play is one of the most heartwarming sights in nature, and it shows a softer side of these powerful animals. Adult bears can also display playful behavior, especially when food is abundant and stress levels are low. They may slide down snowy slopes, splash in water, or interact gently with each other in rare social moments. Now, what about their relationship with humans? Bears and humans have a long and complicated history. In many cultures, bears are seen as symbols of strength, courage, and even wisdom. In some regions, bears live relatively close to human settlements, especially where forests meet urban areas. This can lead to encounters, some peaceful, others dangerous. Bears are naturally curious, and they may approach human areas in search of food. Garbage, crops, and even pet food can attract them. While some bears learn to coexist near humans, this often leads to conflict. Wildlife experts always emphasize the importance of keeping a safe distance and never feeding bears. But it's important to remember, these are wild animals, not pets. Their behavior can change instantly, and they should always be treated with caution and respect.